A lot of the times that's why lawyers and lobbyists will tell political prisoners and cultivators and owners of clubs not to activate their community, but I think we all know and have seen the effects of our abilities to fill courtrooms and to make sure that we get things out into the media, keep the conversation going, current, relevant, and get the political activism after the press conference. And that's one thing I wanted to remind everybody. We weren't done just because we did our press conference. Everybody really needs to make that call to Eric Holder. Hush, and not to connect with the community. And just as Access to Love has evolved, we probably our first court case that we really worked on as Access to Love was Ed Rosenthal. And we were packing the courtrooms for him. We were making sure that people knew about who Bob Martin was, and that he was giving state's evidence, and that he was basically giving the prosecutors anything and everything they wanted to prosecute Ed Rosenthal. And a lot of people in our community didn't want that conversation going on either. So just as an introduction to all the advocates that are filling this room, we're very active, we're very outspoken. We commit to getting things done, and I was just telling folks, just because we did our press conference doesn't mean that we're done with our activism for a ban. It means that we have to continue to put pressure on Eric Holder. We have to continue conversations, making sure that people are acknowledging that the war on medical cannabis providers is not over. It's actually accelerating. We've had the confirmation of Michelle Leonhardt as the head of the DEA, who as an acting head for the last several years has been really pushing medical cannabis arrests in California. We've had hundreds and hundreds of raids on her watch, and unfortunately a lot of the raids have been what we call smash and grab raids, where they go into the collective, they cover the security cameras, they take whatever they'd like, including plasma televisions and etc. You know, if they like it, they take it. And then they basically tell the collectives in Southern California, you can open up again in 15 minutes after we're gone, here's your warrant. So
right now they're making an expert for cameras, specifically for that. They go straight to the DVR and pull all the video off of it, empty it all out, so that way you can't watch the video of them going in, and then they can conduct their smash and grab.
Exactly, and one of the things that we've been working on with Patient Advocacy Network, who I'll give you a card for, in the south of the state, is, and one thing we've been working on basically for the last 2 years is to get a congressional hearing called about the misbehavior and misdirection of our law enforcement. And basically we all know that there are really serious. Here there's a man named Troy who's also dealing with a federal issue.
Hi, my name's Tom Carter. I live in Lake County, California. And if you Google my name, I'm the first person that's been arrested by feds since Obama and Eric Holder said leave medical marijuana alone. I don't have a dispensary. I came and counted up my plants, more than I had there, and accused me of being involved in a conspiracy to sell drugs. I had no marijuana at my house. I had plants, but no dried marijuana, no money, no scales, nothing that would indicate that I was growing marijuana for profit or money. I've got severe arthritis I've had since childhood, and the only thing that works for me is marijuana. I don't like Vicodin or any other kind of pain pill at all. I don't want to have a fuzzy head while I'm working around table saws and equipment, so marijuana is the only thing that works for me, and they don't allow me to use it anymore. They drug test me. I'm on pretrial services. I can only travel in the Northern District, and I've actually been arrested twice by them, and they let me go the second time, and they've just ruined my business and put a hardship on my family, and they just won't leave me alone and let me live my life. So we've been going to court for over a year and a half, and we're still in the discovery stage. They keep finding new information that they give to us, which doesn't really mean a lot. Just one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen in my life. So we're looking for support in all different kinds of directions and ways, and we're kind of new at speaking out. We've been asked to be quiet, but it doesn't seem to do us much good. We just get run through the system, and I feel like my rights are violated. I've worked hard my whole life. Never had any kind of criminal record, anything on my record at all. So, but they treat me like I'm Al Capone or something. They've come to my house twice with helicopters and SWAT teams and handcuffed me and handcuffed my family, and had my 15-year-old daughter handcuffed and my son handcuffed, my wife handcuffed. And it's just been unbelievable the things that they have done, and said I'm a threat to society, a danger to my community, but yet they waited 3 years to arrest me. They investigated me for 3 years, and as far as I'm concerned, they found absolutely nothing. So, but they have their motives, which are not sure what they are. I think they have my house property up for forfeiture, and I built my house from scratch out of trees out of the forest. I've got a sawmill, and they're trying to say I built it with drug money. Anybody that walks in my house can tell it's not built with drug money. It's built by hand, by labor.
There's a big difference there.
Yeah. I took the rocks out of the creek for my fireplace and cut the trees down myself and built it myself. I was the largest general contractor in Lake County. I did almost all the commercial work in Lake County, built all the restaurants, and bars, and health food stores, and they're trying to say everything I bought was with drug money.
Oh, no.
Forgetting, that I've worked my whole life and raised 6 kids, and still, almost 60 years old, still out pounding nails and working and making things.
Right on.
Nothing's changed.
I like that kind of work. I've been doing that for years. Construction work.
I'm not sure who our government is anymore.
Right.
So I feel like I live in a foreign country.
That's because they're all new ones. They think they can come and take.
Joey, let's not interrupt. Let's let both of the speakers speak, and we'll take a couple questions.
Yeah, I have an opinion of who they are. Believe me, I know.
We know who they are.
So basically, that's my story. So if you got questions, I can answer some of them for you, I think.
Like when they confiscated your life like that, did they pull the trigger on like child protective services too? To go after you that way instead of 15,
Well, I also have a health food store and a hydroponic store, and from the day they arrested me, my hydroponic store pretty much started going out of business that day, and my health food store. Everybody in town is afraid to come into my store because they think the feds are taking pictures of them. People I've known my whole life won't come around me anymore. I don't blame them. I'm not mad at them.
Yeah,
But
you're
they terrorize people.